Hi there, I'm John Enright, and thank you for joining me on this brief commentary regarding some new updates that have come through Washington that you may have heard or read about. In response to the COVID-19 outbreak, the federal government has actually passed a $2.2 trillion stimulus package that is designed to flood the U.S. economy with money in an effort to stabilize households and businesses amid the outbreak. Given the coverage that this bill has received, we felt it might be helpful to break down the different aspects of the bill so that you can take advantage of all the benefits that you may be entitled to. We understand that these are unparalleled times that we are living in, and based on your individual situation, certain parts of the bill may be more valuable to you beyond just the check that you may receive from the government. One condition that's included in this bill that has many Americans' interest is the stimulus checks that the government plans on sending. Under the plan, single Americans would receive $1,200. Married couples would receive $1,200 each, or $2,400. And as a parent, you would receive $500 for each child under the age of 17. However, there are some exclusions. First, the payments would start to phase out for individuals with adjusted gross incomes of more than $75,000. And for those who are making more than $99,000, they would not qualify at all. And if you're married, then those thresholds are simply doubled. So $150,000 to $198,000 would be the phase out. Also, as it stands right now, it will most likely be May before checks begin to be sent out. Be patient, those checks will definitely arrive. First, if you have experienced a total loss of income or a loss of your job due to the outbreak, and you are having trouble making monthly payments to certain debts such as your mortgage, student loans, car or personal loans, it may be beneficial to get in contact with the bank or with the credit card company, the loan company, or whatever it might be, and see what your options are for a forbearance or even interest forgiven. Forbearance is a way to temporarily stop or make reduced payments for a period during a financial hardship. Generally, not all hardships qualify for forbearance, but this new bill would include hardships related to the coronavirus. For those that have already received a reduction in income, this bill has extended the period on which you may claim unemployment by an extra 13 weeks. It has also increased the weekly benefit by $600 for up to 4 months for those who do qualify. The stimulus check, along with the improved unemployment benefits, are really designed to provide most Americans with 100% of their income for the next few months. If you plan to file for unemployment, do so as soon as you possibly can. Most states are experiencing a huge increase in the number of new requests every single day, and you may have a specific day on which you can apply. Read the instructions very carefully before beginning your claims process. If you do experience a reduction in income, make sure that your most important expenses are covered first. This would include costs such as your mortgage, your rent, your health insurance, of course, medications, utilities, groceries, and other necessities for you and your family. The check that you'll receive could be used to supplement these important expenses. And now is a very good time to create or review your budget and determine what areas you may be able to cut back on. For example, maybe consider buying store brand items versus buying the more expensive name brand item. Another idea would be to review your mobile phone bill, your cable bill, or other bills to see where you can reduce, even if it's just temporarily. We've done this ourselves and been able to save a few $100s a month. The coronavirus has affected us all in one way or another, and most companies are very understanding of this. If you do owe any taxes, consider a delay in filing your tax return until July 15th. In addition, the April payment is not due until then. If you set up a payment plan, your first payment may be delayed for several weeks after filing as well. If you haven't yet experienced a loss of pay, and hopefully you don't, if there is a concern that you may in the future, use the check from the government and any extra cash that you have on hand to build up your emergency savings. We typically recommend having enough emergency savings to cover 3 to 6 months of your essential expenses. Even if this concern is very minimal for you, it is still beneficial to always have an emergency savings, even if you don't need it through this crisis. The bottom line is you really never know what curveballs life will throw at you. Being prepared is best. If job security or loss of income is not a concern, there are still things that you can do to improve your overall financial health. There is no time like the present to create that budget. Identify expenses that are necessary and those that are wants. And this is a discussion we have in our house often, the difference between wants and needs. Make sure those in the wants category account for less than 30% of your total budget. Also, make sure that at least 20% of your expenses go towards savings or paying down high interest debt, such as credit cards or personal loans. But please note that this should not include your mortgage or auto payments. Make an emergency plan. The best time to make a plan is before you need one. You should have a plan that covers loss of income for a variety of time periods. If your emergency savings will last 1 month, where will you draw from after that 1 month? Think about what government benefits for which you could apply. It may make sense to obtain a short-term disability insurance policy in the event that you become ill. Another consideration would be to delay certain expenses if at all possible. There are several mortgage and credit card companies who are allowing for payments to be delayed for situations related to, obviously, the coronavirus. But at any point in time, you also have an opportunity to call to request a delay or that they waive interest. You will have to make up these payments down the road, hopefully without interest, but you will need to have adequate income in the future to cover those expenses. If you do own your own home, you may be able to establish a line of credit, a home equity line of credit, also known as a HELOC, against the equity that you have in that home. You will want to establish the line of credit while you still have income, so it might make sense for you to apply for one now, even if it's not currently needed. Mortgage rates are currently fluctuating, but you might find that they are lower than we've previously seen. Depending on your current mortgage rate, now may be an opportune time for you to consider refinancing to a lower rate, to a longer time period to actually reduce your payment, or to a shorter time period with the same or at least a similar payment. This can potentially save you thousands or tens of thousands of dollars over the course of the terms of your note. Ideally, the measures in the stimulus package were intended so that this money would be spent now. And you may be asking whether you can use the stimulus check to actually fund an IRA or other investments. Though nothing specifically prohibits this, in these unknown times, we always caution against putting short-term money at risk in long-term investments such as IRAs. Alternative uses might be to do things such as investing in yourself through online courses or other educational opportunities. Another opportunity may be, if you're charitably inclined, to donate the money to a charity of your choosing and to obtain a tax deduction up to $300, even if you don't itemize your tax returns, which is a new benefit of this CARES Act that was in place for 2020 only. Together, we're experiencing an event that is unique to every one of us. If nothing else, this situation has shown us the resiliency of not only the American people, you, myself, those around us, but also of humanity in general. If you and your loved ones are in good position overall, consider using these funds to help those that are obviously continuing to make sure that we have a place to go if we get sick, or that our communities are safe, that our lights stay on, or that we have access to food and to groceries. It is our duty as Americans to stick together in tough times like these. Likewise, we here at Custom Wealth Management feel it is our duty to assist you with any financial questions or concerns that you may have. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us at the email that's appearing on your screen with any questions that arise, and we will work our hardest to get you those answers. Thank you for taking a few minutes to join us. Please stay healthy, stay home, and stay smart. Take care.